Hey there, my name is David Paul, and this video will cover a game I created for the OTK Game Expo. I created a Twitch chat version of Nier Automata's end credits, calling my game Nier, end of stream. In my game, the streamer faces off against their Twitch chat, fighting wave after wave of viewers in order to survive. Viewers in chat can send supportive messages or choose to pay the ultimate sacrifice. By timing themselves out for 30 seconds, their name will be attached to the ships they see on screen. And at the end of my game, there's a surprise Undertale-like credits minigame too. It has been 1 year since I started making Twitch interactive games, and I wanted to document my journey. This video will cover my game development journey over the past year, what I have learned, common pitfalls, and how this game was created. I wish to pull back the curtain and shed light on the process for those that are just plain curious or want to start game development themselves. I hope you enjoy. In 2020, I started watching tutorials on how to make my own games in Unity. I always would have a screen with Twitch on at work and wanted to make something that streamers and their chats would enjoy. I kept seeing and watching streams thinking this game would be better if they only did X, or someone should really make a game that does Y. Jump King was a very popular game, so I decided, hey, let me try recreating it and learning there. I wanted to learn how to make a character jump, how to respawn a character if they die, how to give a player health, checkpoints, camera movement, just multiple mechanics I could wrap my head around. So, as I just slowly began programming, I started slowly learning the mechanics. In 2021, I started learning the Godot game engine, which allowed me to immediately prototype my ideas much faster. For example, I made a version of Cookie Clicker where a player could buy card packs which could contain art of their favorite streamer. What took a while for me to grasp in Unity almost immediately clicked for me in Godot. I finally felt comfortable programming games from scratch and wanted to implement other ideas too. One early game I started making was a version of Papers, Please. I planned to call it Logs, Please. The game would pull information from a stream's Twitch chat and their viewers. Depending on a certain day's criteria, you would have to determine if they would be admitted or banished. What I really wanted to do was make a game that could directly integrate into Twitch chat and be immediately accessible for the streamer and the viewer. I remember seeing some other Twitch interactive games like Kappajack, where people could play blackjack with their Twitch chat, as well as other Force and community-made games where people could play platformers and communicate in the Twitch chat, and it would affect the game that they see on screen. I thought people would troll or try to mess up the streamer playing the game, but almost every time everyone banded together immediately, showing that they actually want to have fun and play the game that they see on screen.
Oh my god, what's happening now?
We work hard, we play hard.
So after seeing that there was an audience for Twitch chat interactive games, I decided to make a version of my own. I decided to recreate Jump King with Twitch chat. If people subbed, donated, gifted bits, it would affect the gameplay that they see on the screen, whether flipping the player or just kind of causing all sorts of chaos. After I worked on the game for 2 months, it was finally ready to be put into streamers' hands. I posted a trailer for my game on 2 of my favorite streamers' subreddits, Miskiff and Erobs, hoping that they would notice the game and hopefully play it on stream.
Released a free game designed for Miz to play with Twitch chat. Chataclysm. You're like 10 years back, man. More information in the comments. That's actually really nice, though. That's really nice. I fuck with that hard, man. That's good shit.
Damn, that's actually pretty cool. I like it. That's nice.
No! Oh, shit. No! Oh, shit. It's really cool. I really like that idea. And the characters, like the characters were so cute. Like they were spot on. I loved them.
I also found streamers outside the Miskiff and Erob community playing.
Was macht minus 300? Was hat das jetzt gemacht?
Things went well, but then I started facing challenges.
I'll try it. Why not?
12 seconds later.
How do I trust it? I don't want to download a virus or anything. How do I trust this?
Erob was one of the main streamers I wanted to see play my game. Unfortunately, because it was just a download on the internet, many people thought it was a virus.
Alright, so Cataclysm. What the fuck is this game about?
Few moments later.
Has this guy Test played his own... Hey, what the fuck? You flipped me. Has this guy Test played his own game?
A few minutes later.
I can't get up on that. I can't get it. I can't get up on it. I don't know what to do.
Why? Why must life be so hard? Why must I fail in every attempt at making
Nim was actually one of the first streamers to play my game on stream. However, there was a Chrome acceleration bug that messed with the physics, causing his jumping issues. Seeing a streamer struggle with a game-ending bug I never experienced crushed me. I can only describe it as gut-wrenching. I spent so many hours debugging logs, testing gift events, and adding polish to my game. I was able to eventually fix some bugs and publish changes from feedback, and I wanted other streamers to try it, and I so wanted to see Nim enjoy it. It felt like for him, eRob, and other streamers that I wanted to play the game, that my ship had sailed. It seemed people heard it had bugs, and they just generally did not want to play it. I have an end credits in my game, where all the viewers in chat and game statistics would be displayed to show everyone that typed during that stream and how many people either typed, chatted, donated, gifted, subbed, and to this day of recording, it has never been shown on a stream today. After reading feedback and seeing the reception of the first game, I figured that maybe I set my sights too high. I really only tested it with myself and a few friends, and didn't really test with smaller streamers or other examples before kind of posting it on Miskiff and eRob's subreddit. I was really hoping that maybe that I could use this as a learning experience for developing my next game. I had a few ideas I wanted to act on, and one of those was actually a Super Smash Bros. Melee type credits game. I wanted to take viewers in Twitch chat and put them in the Super Smash Bros. Credits, where if the streamer clicked on their names, they could see their follow age, pictures, other information, and just that it would be a short, simple game to make with a quick turnaround. After developing and testing the game, I went back to Reddit to post on Miskiff and Ludwig's subreddits, thinking that the game would actually appeal to these two streamers and their audiences. Unfortunately, the game never took off and didn't gain anywhere near as much attention as the first game. I can look back and laugh on it now, but it really did seem like no one actually wanted to play these games. I figured that there was an audience, but maybe I was too small of a person to actually get attention, maybe I should advertise better, maybe the ideas weren't as good as I think they were, or maybe that everything was beyond my scope. However, I still wanted to make games, and I was really passionate about it, so I was trying to look for other ideas and opportunities about making games. Soon enough, an opportunity kind of presented itself and fell in my lap, and I started actually programming right away. Towards the end of the year, the show Squid Game was released. The day it premiered, I was watching Twitch, and one streamer almost spoiled the ending, so I figured I would just binge the show. After watching, I thought this would be an exciting game to try making work with Twitch chat. The games were simple enough for anyone to understand, relatively easy to implement in Godot, and honestly, an easy way to get my game into streamers' hands by combining a hot flavor of the month show with something that could be great content for stream. I started making red light, green light, where players could join, see their profile pictures on the screen, and type to move forward in the game. For viewers and people eliminated, I wanted them to have just as much fun and just as much impact on the game as the people playing. In Tug of War, players and viewers type messages to gain points for their team. If viewers realized that someone like eRob was on a certain team, the chatters could lend support and spam messages for the other team's victory. In Lights Out, viewers would control Spotlight in-game and try to capture the players in that beam of light. Viewers would type a direction for the spotlight to move, and with many people typing in the chat, the light would move chaotically all across the screen. I was able to take off time from work to develop this game, publish everything to itch.io in about 2 weeks, release it on Reddit, and again, was met with no interest in the games whatsoever. It was tough releasing my first game with positive reception to then releasing Reddit threads with no comments whatsoever. I moved on from the game to other projects, but then I received a Twitch DM 5 months later. A streamer, Elohan, played my game on his stream. There were 20,000 people watching his stream with a packed game lobby. I was so happy and posted on his subreddit a big thank you message. I thought maybe no one wanted to play my games, maybe my games were bad, maybe they weren't appealing, and I thought to myself for a while that I should just move on to different projects. And then, in the following days, I faced my biggest surprise.
Oh my god!
What is it?
Trampoline! Trampoline!
He said what now?
Out of nowhere, I just woke up one day and saw Rubius playing my game on his stream. And what's more, it was in front of 40,000 viewers. The lobbies were packed, everyone was playing, and it actually seemed to be stable. I was surprised to actually see people playing Red Light, Green Light, Tug of War, and all of my other games. It felt extremely validating. I was so happy messaging my friends and family, and it was one of the best experiences ever. I let them know that Elohan, Rubius, all these people were playing my game on their stream, and it felt amazing. Unfortunately, there was a bug where it seemed Twitch was actually migrating their API the exact day that Rubius was playing his game. So it was actually the last day and last few hours that he could have actually played the game on his stream. If he waited another day, the game actually would have broken completely, because Twitch was moving their APIs that my game relied on. So it seems I used all my luck on that day just for him to play it, for the last few hours and minutes it could have been played. Thank you so much for following the journey, and I'm hoping to show you the process for making my OTK Game Jam entry. As shown before with the Super Smash Bros. Credits game, I thought about other popular games I could recreate with Twitch chat. Nier Automata is a game I personally love and hold in high regard, so I thought adapting its ending with Twitch chat would be a perfect fit for the OTK Game Jam. As you see on screen, the game can be broken down into a few basic components. We have a player, we have enemies, and we have bullets flying across the screen. I first started making the game with a player that can move across the screen and follow my mouse cursor. The entire game takes place in a grid, so everything is essentially a bunch of X and Y coordinate pairs. The current ship's location is a coordinate, the spawn point is a coordinate, the enemy's position is a coordinate, where the bullet spawns. Everything takes place in this XY grid. The enemy names spawn in waves, where a number of names will be grabbed from a list and assigned to the spawned enemies. The enemies are created off-screen, outside of the grid our player can move, and are then given a movement path to appear into the player's field of view. While enemies exist on screen, no more enemies should appear, so I have a constant check to see if there are any enemies alive before spawning the next wave. If there are no more enemies, continue and repeat the process. Spawn, kill, check. Spawn, kill, check. And this essentially makes up our entire game. After building the basic structure, I slowly added more features to be like Nier's credits. Now that I could spawn a bullet, I could work on firing a bullet in the player's direction. If the bullet overlaps with the player, let's have the player lose health. If the player loses health, let's decrease their total health. If the player's total health hits 0, let's then send them to a game over screen. When I first started making games, I would be so overwhelmed because I pictured that everything I had to make in a game had to be done all at once. What I learned is that it helps to take things in a more piece-by-piece approach, but still have the code and game accommodate for future features down the line. Next, I'd actually like to take a look at the Godot game editor itself and kind of show you exactly what I'm programming in and what it looks like to me before the game's actually published. So as we see here, this is just the title screen. I just have a bunch of art laying around. The authenticate on Twitch is the actual main button. So when you click it, it's actually sending an OAuth request to Twitch to say, hey, I'm this Twitch streamer logged in, and I'll get all the information that I need from Twitch to log the streamer in to play with their Twitch chat. Basically, once I've logged in with the Twitch chat, I can get information about the people in chat, seeing who's the chatters, who are the VIPs, the mods, the broadcasters, and my game will use all those people as the list of names spawned in the game. Next up, we'll actually see one of the most time-consuming pieces of the game. I really wanted to show the lyrics to the Nier Automata song on the screen the entire time, but one of the things I wanted to do is actually have the lyrics time up with the song itself. So what I did was I would actually go through, create timestamps for each lyric in the song, and have that match up with the animation showing all of the song lyrics in the background of the game. And when the player dies too, it would also keep track of the current timestamp as well for the song and start to play my lyrics animation from that point. In the same way that the lyrics are captured in an animation, the enemy waves and spawn locations are created in an animation as well. Each enemy wave is a timeline of functions with each enemy spawning at different times. A function will say to the game, create an enemy at this location with this amount of health. After I have created a certain number of enemies, I will pause my enemy spawning animation. Once all of the spawned enemies for that period of time are eliminated, the game tells the animation, alright, resume everything and send me the next wave of enemies. I have 6 increasingly difficult waves for the player to face that they'll experience through the game. Now, let's take a look at the players of the game. As you'll notice on screen, there are 5 ships. We have the main ship in the middle, that's our player, and 4 surrounding ships that appear later in the game. The player exists as a visible center ship, while the surrounding ships start hidden at the beginning of the game. The game will also create other ships similar to the player that spawn alongside them. Only until the climax of the game will we see our player and ally ships surrounded by the 4 ones that we see on screen. At the end of the game, there is an Undertale credits minigame. The player controls a heart and can choose to dodge or move into the names of Twitch chat viewers. Each Undertale level consists of multiple text enemies placed around the screen. There are special text enemies that can chase the player or rotate around the screen. Enemies that have moved across the entire screen are triggered to be removed from the game. When the last enemy of each level is removed, the game then moves to the next level and spawns the next wave of enemies. The idea behind this extra minigame was to have one last hurrah for people to see their names on screen where it didn't matter if the player was able to dodge their name or not. In terms of the game's enemies, each enemy is a text label with certain properties. I used the 6 L's that you see on screen as a placeholder. The 6 L's are inspired by the L text-to-speech spam, so it made sense at the time. The labels have a hitbox for player and bullet collision, timers to determine if it needs to move to a certain location, and signals to tell the game when certain actions have taken place. If a player collides with an enemy in the Undertale game, I want a sound effect to play and change the enemy name to yellow. Signals are used all throughout the game for interactions just like this. There are 2 key features of the Nier Automata ending I was hoping to capture in this game. First, I wanted messages from people in Twitch chat to be shown in the game as a way to rally the spirits of the streamer. Second, in Nier's ending, you could choose to delete your save data in order to help assist a player located somewhere else in the world. You do not get anything for this sacrifice, it comes at the cost of deleting all your save data, but your name is shown to be summoned in that other player's game. And I wanted to capture this spirit in my game as well. To address the first goal, I grabbed messages in Twitch chat and decided to have them flicker behind the player on screen. Up to 6 messages at a time will be shown, and these messages are pulled directly from the streamer's chat. The game authenticates via IRC to pull and pull for messages. If a message is posted and there aren't 6 messages on the screen already, show that user's message. I like to encourage a healthy amount of spam in these games, and the number of 6 messages worked quite well. The recording gameplay that we see was actually recorded during the OTK Game Expo with about 100,000 viewers at all times and 100,000 viewers/names in my game. Not all those viewers chat at the same time, but even if only 1 out of 20 of those typed a message, the game still handled 5,000 viewers typing at the same time and was stable throughout the entire stream and my gameplay. And second, I wanted a fun sacrifice mechanic. I decided that if a viewer types the word sacrifice in the chat, they will time themselves out for 30 seconds. Upon sacrifice, their name is entered into a list of names that can be attached to friendly ships that we see on the screen. When a player spawns or respawns, a sacrificed viewer has a chance to have their name attached to that ship. At first, I wanted players to ban themselves, but a ban would reset follow age and other metrics, so timing out was a much more friendly implementation in the game. Once a user has authenticated to Twitch, an HTTP request call is made with OAuth credentials to time out the users for their game. When testing, I timed out users that typed anything and was able to handle the load of a 100,000 viewer stream from the OTK Game Expo as well. So I felt like my game was stable enough for release and captured all the things that I was hoping. And here we are at the game and video credits. It's been an amazing year, and I'd like to thank all of the people that have helped me in game development in my journey. I'd like to thank Miss Metafan and Bumblebomb for creating all of the fantastic art in my games. They've supported me every step of the way and created such fantastic art, bringing my games to life. Thank you Elojuan and Rubius for playing my Twitch Squid Game on stream and giving me the motivation to keep making games. I'd like to thank all of these Twitch streamers for playing Chataclysm, my first Twitch interactive game on stream. S-Band played it, but the footage was lost. I think he experienced some bugs, so pretty par for the course. I'd like to thank all of my friends and family that supported me every step of the journey. They mean the world to me. I'd like to thank these people on Fiverr for helping me out in Godot and my early game development. YouTube comments, tweets, and just general comments give me the motivation to keep going, so please feel free to tweet at me at DavidArthurPaul on Twitter. And that's the game. At the very end, you're met with the OTK cast, drawn by Bumblebomb, and if you hover over the names with the Undertale player heart, you can actually see the names of all the OTK members. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you play my game, and I hope you gained something out of this. So here's to 1 year of game development and to the many years that I hope to follow. Thank you so much.